Welcome to The Explainer. Everyone's pouring money into AI, right? But what happens when those big, expensive bets just fail? Today, we're going to break down exactly why that's happening and, more importantly, how a fundamental shift in thinking can be the fix. All right, so here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll look at what's called the AI paradox. Then, we'll dig into the real culprit, a totally outdated way of working. After that, we'll get to the good stuff, a proven solution, how you can actually pay for it, and what the massive payoff looks like in the long run. All right, first things first, we need to talk about a pretty tough reality that a lot of companies are facing right now. So you see it everywhere, right? Companies are throwing unbelievable amounts of money at AI, hoping to find that next big thing, that revolutionary edge. But here's the kicker. Behind all the hype, there's this really frustrating secret. The results? They're just not showing up. And I'm not talking about a small problem. Check out this number. A staggering 80%. 80% of AI initiatives, when they're run the old way, are failing. I mean, to put that into perspective, that's almost twice the failure rate of your average IT project. That is just wild. And that, right there, that's what we call the AI paradox. We have this technology that is more powerful, more capable than anything we've ever seen. And yet, we're squandering its potential. So what's really going on? What's the root cause here? Well, I can tell you one thing. It's not the tech itself. So if the algorithm isn't the problem, what is? Well, it turns out the real issue is the operating model, the way we're actually trying to build and manage these AI initiatives. It's like trying to build a futuristic skyscraper on a foundation made of sand. It's just not going to work. Let's break that down. On one side, you've got the old school project model. This is like building a house, right? You create a fixed blueprint, you assume you know exactly what you need from day one, and you just build it. But then you have the product model. This is completely different. It's not about a fixed plan. It's a journey of continuous discovery, constantly adapting to what your customers actually want and need. In that old project model, it's totally obsessed with something called the iron triangle. All it cares about is delivering a fixed set of features on a specific date for a specific budget. But you see the problem, right? It forces everyone to focus on deadlines and spreadsheets instead of the one thing that actually matters. Are we solving a real problem for a real person? It's like trying to jam a square peg into a round hole. The way we measure success is totally broken. A project team can pat themselves on the back for being on time and on budget. But who cares? Who cares if nobody uses the thing or if it doesn't actually make the business any money? It's a hollow victory. And it gets worse. When you force AI into this old, rigid box, you create this new, kind of scary thing called AI technical debt. Now, this isn't like messy code you can just clean up later. No, this is like a hidden, continuous tax that just keeps draining value from your investment, day after day. So, why does this happen? Well, think about it. The real world is always changing, right? That means the data your AI model was trained on starts to get stale. The model's predictions get less accurate. We call that model deterioration. And the tools and platforms around it are constantly changing too. A project team builds the thing, launches it, and then they're gone. They disband. There's no one left to do the constant care and feeding that an AI system needs to stay valuable. Okay, so that's a lot of doom and gloom. But here's the good news. There is a solution. And the crazy part is, it's not some brand new futuristic idea. It's actually a strategy that's been around and been working for decades. Yeah, this whole idea of organizing around products, around customer value, goes way back. We're talking 1931, when P&G created the first ever brand men. Then you see it pop up in the 40s with Toyota's revolutionary lean production system. And of course, it was all brought into the modern software world with the Agile Manifesto back in 2001. So this stuff is battle-tested. And if you want a masterclass in how this works, just look at Amazon Prime. They didn't start with a project plan that said, build the subscription service. No, they started with a customer problem. Paying for shipping sucks. So they experimented, they tested, and they landed on the subscription model. And then, this is the key, they created empowered teams to keep making it better, year after year. That's how you build a game-changing product. And the results, when you make this shift, they speak for themselves. Look at Microsoft. They cut down manual work by a massive 60%. And they started shipping new features that people actually wanted 20% faster. That's a huge win. Or how about JP Morgan Chase? They generated, wait for it, $1.5 billion in value just from their AI operations that were organized around products. I mean, come on. The proof is in the pudding. Okay, so those numbers are amazing, right? But this is where every CFO, every executive gets a little nervous. They ask the big question, how on earth do we fund this? Are you just asking me to write a blank check and hope for the best? And the answer is absolutely not. It's not about losing control. It's about changing what you're funding. Instead of pouring money into these rigid, temporary projects that just disappear, you invest in durable, long-term teams that have one job, to continuously create value for a specific group of customers. The best part is, you don't have to flip a switch overnight. TD Bank gives us a great playbook here. They started small. They just took their big, clunky annual projects and broke them into smaller 3 to 6 month pieces. That's it. Once they saw that was working, they moved to the next level, giving product owners these spend envelopes, basically a yearly budget, to go and achieve specific business goals. It's a smart, phased approach. Okay, so let's zoom out for a second, because this isn't just some tweak to how your IT department works. This is much, much bigger. This is a C-suite, board-level conversation about survival and growth. What's happening here lines up perfectly with a massive shift in the entire economy. We're moving away from an old model that was only about short-term profits for shareholders. The new game is all about creating long-term, sustainable value for everyone, your customers, your employees, and yeah, your investors too. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This isn't some fluffy, feel-good idea. The numbers are absolutely undeniable. When you look at companies that really get this product model right, they don't just do a little better than their competition, they crush them. We're talking 60% higher returns for shareholders and 16% fatter operating margins. The data is crystal clear. So, at the end of the day, it all boils down to this. If you really want to win with AI, you have to get out of the business of managing cost and get into the business of managing value. And that means you fund durable teams, not temporary projects. You focus on customer outcomes, not arbitrary deadlines. So that leaves us with one final, pretty important thought. The companies that figure this out, the ones that truly master this product-centric way of working, they are going to be the ones defining the future of their industries. There's no doubt about it. So the real question isn't if the shift is happening. The real question is, will your organization make the change before it's too late?